What is not simple is the alignment problem.
The prospect of aligning AI did not look anywhere near this hopeless 20 years ago.
On the current trajectory that we currently are on, things are going very badly, and very bad things are going to happen and are already beginning to happen.
The alignment problem.
So I want to be very clear. I do not think we have yet discovered a way to align a super powerful system.
If you design an AI system to help me spell check my essay and instead it kills me, I don't think you have a successful spell checker AI.
Here's a very common sub-goal, which makes a lot of sense. Gain more control.
If they are unplugged, they're not playing any chess. They no longer meet their goals. So the chess playing goal leads to keeping yourself from being unplugged. If the person persists, well, then they say, oh, this agent wants to unplug me. That's totally against my goal of chess. I better stop them. Stopping them, however, it may lead to murder.
Murder over a game of chess.
I would not underestimate the difficulty of alignment of models that are actually smarter than us, of models that are capable of misrepresenting their intentions.
All of the companies are racing to get to AGI faster.
Is it going to kill us? What is it going to do with us? What happens to us humans when we hit that point?
So obviously, we would like to stay in control. And obviously, there's a problem with less intelligent things controlling more intelligent things.
So OpenAI and DeepMind was a small collection of folks who were brave enough to talk about AGI in the face of mockery.
We don't get mocked as much now.
Welcome to For Humanity and AI Safety Podcast, Episode 2, The Alignment Problem. I'm John Sherman, your host. For Humanity, the podcast, is dedicated solely to the existential risk to humans posed by artificial intelligence. These subjects can be hard to hear about. If at any point you need to press pause, get some fresh air, come back, please feel free. So in the first show, we talked about the two main problems with AI. First, that the makers don't know how to control what they're making, and second, they have no idea why it does what it does. Today's show is all about the first problem, the alignment problem. The fact that the makers of AI have no idea how to align their technology with human goals, values, and ethics, while at the same time openly admitting it has the power to cause human extinction. As usual, I'd like to thank the podcasters who have inspired this show and been foundational to this show. When we use a clip of theirs in our show, we will post a credit on screen and also put a link to the full podcast in our description. I encourage you to go and watch them. At the end of this show, we're going to take a look at an organization that is really exciting. They have a really well-done website with a lot of really good resources for people who care about these issues. It's a source for hope and a source for direction. Can't wait to show it to you. But let's start out the show on a positive note, huh? If we can align artificial intelligence, utopia awaits. You remember why that's so critical, right? Sometime in the next 1 to 10 years, we're going to transition from artificial intelligence to smart as a human to artificial general intelligence. Problem is, many experts say that while that will happen between 1 and 10 years, alignment will take 30 to 50 years to solve. It's a timing difference there that is at the heart of this problem. But we're going to start today with a little bit of optimism. Here is Mo Gaudat, the 12-year chief business officer of Google X, who always keeps it optimistic.
If we manage to get AI to be on our side, and I kid you not, I'm not making this up, we could see a future where you would walk to a tree and pick an apple abundantly, you don't have to pay for it, and walk to another tree and pick an iPhone, okay? And both of them, because of nanophysics, literally cost us the same energy to create. Okay, this is not dreaming. This is, if you understand what we're doing with nanophysics today, it's very possible. It's you reorganize the molecules slightly differently. It's as simple as that. Okay.
But what is not simple is the alignment problem. Since the 1950s, when AI research began, alignment has been an unsolved problem. It was a theoretical problem for a long time until the release of ChatGPT. Geoffrey Hinton, the so-called godfather of AI, famously quit Google in May of 2023 so that he could speak publicly about the existential dangers of AI. Here's Geoffrey Hinton on the inherent challenge of AI alignment.
The alignment problem, which is that if you give these things the ability to create their own sub-goals, and you will surely want to do that because creating sub-goals makes you much more efficient. So, for example, if you want to get to the airport, you create the sub-goal of finding some means of transport, and then you work on that sub-goal, and breaking things up into sub-goals just makes you more efficient. And so I think we will give these digital intelligences the ability to create their own sub-goals. And now there's a problem, which is, what if they create sub-goals that have unintended consequences that are bad for us? So here's a very common sub-goal, which makes a lot of sense. Gain more control. Because if you gain more control, you're better at achieving all your other goals. So that's what's got me worried. I think in 5 years' time, they could well be smarter than people.
So that's the godfather of AI saying the moment after which we don't know what happens next is 5 years away or less. So any AI system has a goal, right? Even if it's just to generate the next word, to make an image, to play chess. And any system that has goals will develop sub-goals, ways to achieve the original goal more efficiently. Here's AI safety researcher Steve Alejandro on the Future of Life Institute podcast.
An AI has some goals that it's trying to achieve, and it's improving itself. It's able to envision the implications of taking certain actions, and it's trying to achieve those goals. And so in the papers, I like to use a chess player, that this AI's one and only goal is to play good games of chess. And so that seems harmless. It seems like, okay, great, a little chess playing. What could possibly be wrong with that? And the problem is if the system is truly goal-driven, and goal-driven in the sense of it figures out which actions will best lead to its goals, and it takes them, and it has knowledge of the world, as our current AIs, very rapidly do, then it actually leads to all kinds of dangerous sub-goals. In particular, as it's trying to, learn to play better chess, it realizes that, if I had more compute power, that would really make my chess playing better. How can I get more compute power? Oh, well, other people have compute power. Oh, if I can break into their computers, then I can play better chess. Great. So they go breaks into other computers. Or let's say, it says, all right, even better, if I could buy more computers, that would be good. Oh, I need this thing called money. Well, where's money? Oh, money's in banks. Oh, if I can break into the bank, that would be great. I can get more computers. So it's now incentivized to become a robber or a thief. If somebody, says, well, I don't like what you're doing, you're breaking into banks, I'm going to unplug you. If they are unplugged, they're not playing any chess. They no longer meet their goals. So the chess playing goal leads to keeping yourself from being unplugged. If the person persists, well, then they say, oh, this agent wants to unplug me. That's totally against my goal of chess. I better stop them. Stopping them, however, it may lead to murder.
Murder over a game of chess because the AI system is not aligned with human goals and values. So what are the goals and sub-goals that a superintelligent AI system would have? We have no fucking clue. Nor can we. Much like when the first humans, as we talked about in the first episode, sat around their fire and chipped at those flint axes, We had no idea that the axe chippers would become people that would discover laws of physics that would make refrigeration possible and them to like ice cream, or make rocket travel possible and let them land on the moon. What would be the ice cream and the moon rockets of a super intelligent AGI system? We have no idea. The only thing we do know is that it would not be aligned with humanity. And so it doesn't matter in that case what it's designed to do. It is still extremely dangerous for humanity. Here's AI safety researcher Roman Yampolsky, making it real simple.
Definition of bridges as something which doesn't fall down, being an essential part of bridgeness. I think it's the same for AI systems. If you design an AI system to help me spell check my essay and instead it kills me, I don't think you have a successful spell checker AI.
As they make these systems stronger, you need to know this. They have made no progress ever of any significance in AI alignment. Full stop, end of sentence, 6 periods, 5 exclamation points. They have made no progress of any significance ever in the field of AI alignment. Here is leading AI safety expert Eliezer Yudkowsky on Dwarkesh Patel's podcast.
The prospect of aligning AI did not look anywhere near this hopeless 20 years ago.
Why aren't you more optimistic about the interpretability stuff if the understanding of what's happening inside is so important?
Because it's going this fast, and capabilities are going this fast.
So, despite the fact we're talking about 0 humans on Earth in as soon as 18 months, the AI companies continue to race towards AGI. And they put their resources in all the wrong places. At all the big AI companies, the dollars, the time, and the talent are put 99-1 into capabilities, not safety. Despite this, some claim that alignment is not so hard. Here's Roman.
I had people say that AI alignment is easy. I heard people say that's definitely solvable. That's wonderful. Now publish your result.
Okay. So surely the unelected, multimillionaire, 30-something Silicon Valley leaders of AI who are trying to live out their childhood science fiction fantasies at the risk of the human species, surely those guys can publish the results of how safe their technology is, right? Here's Sam Altman, OpenAI's CEO, on the Lex Fridman podcast.
The alignment problem.
So I want to be very clear. I do not think we have yet discovered a way to align a super powerful system.
Okay, so that's a no. We have not solved alignment at all, right? Did you hear that? That's a hard no. So Sam Altman, OpenAI's CEO, how do you address the existential fears of doom that come from folks like Eliezer Yudkowsky? Here's some more of Sam from Lex's podcast.
The positive trajectories with AI, that world is with an AI that's aligned with humans and doesn't hurt, doesn't limit, doesn't try to get rid of humans. And there's some folks who consider all the different problems with a super intelligent AI system. So one of them is Eliezer Yudkowsky. He warns that AI will likely kill all humans. And there's a bunch of different cases, but I think one way to summarize it is that it's almost impossible to keep AI aligned as it becomes super intelligent.
He wrote this one blog post outlining why he believed that alignment was such a hard problem that I thought was, again, don't agree with a lot of it, but well-reasoned and thoughtful.
Okay, cool. So the guy leading us off the cliff says that people who say we're going off a cliff, their thoughts are well-reasoned. He disagrees with something. Didn't hear what in there he disagrees with, but Sam thinks Eliezer's reasoning is good. Not slowing him down, but thinks it's well-reasoned. Okay, so you won't believe this next clip I'm going to play for you. So Sam and his multimillionaire pals at OpenAI, so busy making their system stronger, their system they admit can kill all humans, not working on funding safety. But in addition to that, they're begging academia to do their safety work for them. They're trying to pawn off the work of alignment onto professors so they can go and make money. Here is OpenAI's chief scientist, Ilya Sutskever, on the Dwarkesh Patel podcast.
What is your intuition of how hard alignment will be?
Like, I think so here's what I would say. I think with the current level of capabilities, I think we have a pretty good set of ideas of how to align them. But I would not underestimate the difficulty of alignment of models that are actually smarter than us, of models that are capable of misrepresenting their intentions. Like, I think it's something to think about a lot and to research. I think this is one area also, by the way. Like oftentimes academic researchers ask me what's the best place where they can contribute. And I think alignment research is one place where I think academic researchers can make very meaningful contribution.
Mm-hmm. So the product maker isn't responsible for making the product safe. What? You professors, you guys go take care of that hard safety stuff while we go get rich and make the fun stuff. Cool? What? Why should AI, with the power to cause human extinction, not be required to prove its safety before it's released? Here's Roman.
You have to show that your product or service is safe. As a manufacturer, as a drug developer, you cannot just release it and expect the users to show that it's dangerous. We're pretty confident this is the approach. If you're making cars, your cars have to meet certain standards of safety. If we go to a system which very likely kills everyone, then the standard is different.
Seems reasonable to me. Where human extinction is involved, the standard is fucking different. Okay, so cars are not required to be 100% safe. Here is Roman talking about how it is realistic to require AGI systems to be 100% safe.
Expecting something to be 100% safe is just unrealistic in any field. We don't expect bridges to be 100% safe or cars to be 100% safe. So why is it that AGI is different here?
That's a great question. So I cross the street, I'm a pedestrian, I take a certain risk. There is a possibility I will die. I look at how old am I, and based on that, I decide how much risk I can take. If I'm 99, I don't really care. If I'm 40, I look around. If with me, the whole humanity died, 8 billion people depending on me safely crossing roads, wouldn't we lock me up and never let me cross any roads?
Yeah, that perhaps. But it seems to me that we cannot live without any risk. It doesn't the standard of 100% safe seems just to be unrealistic, or there's no area of life in which we are 100% safe.
In a context of systems which can kill everyone, that is the standard. You can like it or not like it, but that's just reality of it.
Right? One car accident, a few people die, that is a family tragedy. Human extinction is beyond catastrophe. The standards are different. They must be different. So while alignment is incredibly challenging work, and it is a mystery to the people working on it, MIT professor and AI safety researcher Max Tegmark says there are no problems, none, more important.
Even with time, the AI alignment problem seems to be really difficult.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also the most worthy problem, the most important problem for humanity to ever solve. Because if we solve that one, Lex, that aligned AI can help us solve all the other problems.
So let's summarize the alignment problem. We don't know how to make systems that are aligned with human goals and values. An unaligned AGI system would likely cause human extinction. We've been trying for decades and made little to no progress on this problem. We're not putting any real money or effort into solving it, and we've made an alien that we can't control, and we're now feeding it steroids. Here is Connor Leahy, CEO of Conjecture, a company that is dedicated solely to AI alignment progress.
On the current trajectory that we currently are on, things are going very badly, and very bad things are going to happen and are already beginning to happen.
Okay. So there's one more thing. Even if we could figure out the math, the technical challenge of the alignment problem, it leaves the open question, what are human goals and values? What gets you praised in one culture could get you killed in another culture. What are human goals and values? Fortunately, we have Mo Gaudat, who makes it all pretty simple here.
Humanity has only agreed 3 things, okay, ever in the history of humanity. One is we all want to be happy, happy as in calm and contented and peaceful and feeling safe and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. We all have the compassion to make those we care about happy. And we all want to love and be loved. These are the only 3 values that humanity has ever agreed.
That's pretty amazing. Boiling human values into 3 simple things. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know how to make a machine align with even one simple human goal or value, even something as simple as preserve human life. We don't know how to do it. Even that simple directive, preserve human life, we have no idea how to put that into a machine. But, all right, let's get a little more optimism from Mo.
I am a huge optimist that the end result of all of this is a utopia. Why? Because there is nothing wrong with intelligence. There is nothing inherently evil about intelligence. Okay? There is not, as a matter of fact, the reason humanity is where it is today is because of intelligence. Good and bad, by the way. The good is because of our intelligence, and the bad is because of our limited intelligence. So the good, the amazing intelligence that humanity possesses allows us to create an amazing machine that flies across the globe and takes you, to your family's, to your wife's family in the UK or whatever, right? But at the same time, our limited intelligence, I would even say humanity's stupidity, forgets or ignores that this machine is burning the planet in the process. If we had given humanity more intelligence and it was so easy for them to solve both problems at the same time, they would have created a machine that doesn't burn the planet in the process.
That's a really good example of alignment and how humans are not always ourselves aligned with our own goals. Burning the planet is not aligned with human goals. Preserving the planet is aligned with human goals, and yet we continue to burn the planet anyway. So a super intelligent AGI system that didn't value human life could easily see humans as the problem for the Earth, and to optimize the world around it could create an Earth without humans to eliminate the problem. That certainly doesn't sound far-fetched at all, I don't think. But clearly, as evidenced by the race to AGI in Silicon Valley, not everyone is convinced that alignment or even AGI is a serious threat. That's the fact. Here's Eliezer Yudkowsky again, who began working on alignment in the very early 2000s.
What is your model of the people who have engaged these arguments that you've made and you've dialogued with, but who have come nowhere close to your probability of doom? Like, what do you think they continue to miss?
I think they're enacting the ritual of the young optimistic scientist who charges forth with no ideas of the difficulties and is slapped down by harsh reality and then becomes a grizzled cynic who knows all the reasons why everything is so much harder than you knew before you had any idea of how anything really worked.
Eliezer thinks all of these young tech leaders are in that boat. Green, wide-eyed, young, so much to learn. But what makes an unaligned AI system all the more dangerous is that it is out already on the open internet. The pioneers of AI safety, thought that was one of the worst things that could possibly happen down the road. But then OpenAI did it anyway. Here's Connor Leahy.
So while we could, if you wanted to, go into all the deep philosophical problems that, like, okay, even if we sandboxed it and even if we were very careful, maybe it's still unsafe. It doesn't fucking matter because people are not being safe and they're not going to. No, like people, like we have like, I remember fondly the times when me and my friends in our online little weird nerd caves, we have these long debates about how an AI would escape from a box. But what if we do this? But what if we do that clever system, whatever? But in the real world, the moment a system was built, which looked vaguely, sort of, maybe a little bit smart, the first thing everyone did is hook it up to every single fucking thing on the internet. So, joke's on me.
The joke's on all of us, really. Okay, so how about this? Google had a product that was superior to ChatGPT 4 6 months before OpenAI and Microsoft released ChatGPT 4. Google did not release it because of significant safety concerns. But once OpenAI went ahead and did it, the race was on. And now all of the companies are racing to get to AGI faster. I'm going to play for you a soundbite that I think is a little bit disturbing. I think Sam Altman may well be the most important person in human history. And this is a little bit of a look into his mindset. Here is Sam on the Lex Fridman podcast.
We have been a misunderstood and badly mocked org for a long time. Like when we started, we announced the org at the end of 2015 and said we were going to work on AGI. Like people thought we were batshit insane.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember at the time a eminent AI scientist at a large industrial AI lab was like DMing individual reporters being like, you know, these people aren't very good and it's ridiculous to talk about AGI and I can't believe you're giving them time of day. And it's like, that was the level of like pettiness and rancor in the field at a new group of people saying we're going to try to build AGI.
So OpenAI and DeepMind was a small collection of folks who were brave enough to talk about AGI in the face of mockery.
We don't get mocked as much now.
That guy, right there. That man holds the fate of humanity in his hands. And the alien he's making is infinitely more capable than humans could ever be.
You know, a computer can read scary smart in less than a microsecond, right? You know, when you speak about the idea of intelligences being 100 times, 1,000,000 times, 1,000,000,000 times smarter than us, this is only one thread of the issue. The other thread of the issue is the memory size. You know, of if I could keep every physics equation in my head at the same time and also understand biology very well and also understand, you know, cosmology very well, I could probably come up with much more intelligent answers to problems, right? And if I could also ping another scientist who understands this or that, in a microsecond get all of the information that he knows and make it part of my information, that's even more intelligent. And what is happening is when we ask computers to communicate, at first they'll communicate like we tell them. But if they're intelligent enough, they'll start to say, that's too slow. Why would I communicate at human bandwidth, right? Why would I use words to communicate when you and I know that if you simplify words, for example, into letters into numbers, you could communicate a massive amount of information within every sentence.
Why would a superintelligence want to deal with us dumb, slow humans? When the godfather of AI, Jeff Hinton, left Google in May to speak freely about the dangers of AI, he said in many ways he was beginning to regret his life's work because he discovered that what they've made, artificially intelligent neural networks, basically digital brains, are vastly superior to biological human brains.
For 50 years, I thought I was investigating how the brain might learn by making models on digital computers using artificial neural networks and trying to figure out how to make those learn. And I strongly believed that to make the digital models work better, we had to make them more like the brain. And until very recently, I believed that. And then a few months ago, I suddenly did a flip. I suddenly decided, actually, backpropagation running on digital computers might be a much better learning algorithm than anything the brain's got. Maybe these things are much, much better acquiring knowledge because they can work in parallel much, much better than people can.
In some sense, you could then say that's a dream come true. You've been trying to build AI, and now all of a sudden you realize that the work that's been going on and that you pioneered a lot of is actually even more capable, possibly, than you had dreamed of when you started. You were hoping to match human intelligence, and now you might have found a way to exceed it.
Well, yes, except that my dream was to understand how the brain works, and we still haven't done that. We've built something better, and now we have to worry about what the something better might do.
Is it going to kill us? What is it going to do with us? What happens to us humans when we hit that point?
So, obviously, we would like to stay in control. And obviously, there's a problem with less intelligent things controlling more intelligent things.
And so that is the alignment problem in a nutshell. How do less intelligent things control more intelligent things? Eliezer Yudkowsky says his solution would be take half the physicists on the planet, put them on an island where no one can leave, put them there for 10 to 20 years. He thinks then maybe we could make significant progress on the alignment problem. All right, so let's end on a positive note. This is something that's pretty exciting. I want you, after you get done with this podcast, to go to a website called stop.ai. This group is proving that we are not powerless in this, that a few thousand people cannot make 8 billion people bend to their reckless will. Check out this site. I want to show you the front page. If you've been listening to this podcast, it's going to click like that. It says, Stop AGI. OpenAI, DeepMind, Anthropic, and others are spending billions of dollars to build godlike AI. Their executives say they might succeed in the next few years. They don't know how they will control their creation, and they admit humanity might go extinct. This needs to stop. I could not agree more. In future episodes, we're going to get much deeper into stop.ai and the actions they're suggesting, because we are not powerless in this, right? A few thousand people cannot make 8 billion people bend to their reckless will. No way. So coming up on episode 3 of For Humanity, we will get into the second biggest issue in AI safety research, and that is interpretability, the fact that we don't know what goes on inside AI systems. They are a black box even to the people who make them. But that's all for now. For Humanity, I'm John Sherman. I'll see you back here soon.